Hello, cousin. So I watched episode 2 of the Braxtons and I need to talk about it. Did you watch it? Can we just have an honest moment? Like, is this a safe space or can I create a safe space? Mama Evelyn is the problem. Like, that session. So I am talking about the episode 2 of this new season of the Braxtons. I have no idea what season they're on. But this episode was all about the sisters actually going through the family therapy. We found out that, some stuff happened with little Kevin. Father Braxton jumped off of the call. Trina, we know that Trina was there for Tracy's last breath. And I think before it happened, Tawana said, Trina isn't strong enough to see this. And I can just so relate to that, because when my grandma died, I thought that I was strong enough to deal with that moment, and she had, it was like, kind of like before her final breath, she had kind of a scare, and my auntie was just like, mommy, and it freaked me out, and I ran out of the room, and I was in the stairwell, but even though I was in the stairwell, I still felt, it was like I felt her spirit leave, and so I could only imagine what it would be like to actually look at your sister. I couldn't even, Lord, Trina is better than me, baby, because I could not even imagine going through that shit for any of my siblings. We may not have the best relationship, but goddamn it, I don't want to see no shit like that, right? And so I want to talk about how I still don't think the Braxtons need to be on TV. And if they gonna be on TV, then I'm gonna make this my case study. We're gonna do example and point by point of why you have to step away from why you have to decenter your family from your life. Now, during the counseling session, Tony literally said, I don't feel like I can express my emotions because that's not the role I'm supposed to play. And it made me think about, and I'm going to actually go and try to find it and drop the thing in here, but it made me think about, I want to say her name is Stephanie, Dr. Stephanie. She's a YouTuber. She does a lot of breakdowns of Love is Blind, but she also did a video all about families and our roles that we play in our family. And I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop some relevant clips in here, but Tony is not even able to express her grief because of the role she's supposed to play. And we have to realize that when we spend a lot of time in our family units, I'm the oldest of 4. We automatically take on those roles of, I'm the oldest, so I'm supposed to be mature. I'm supposed to be the one that have it together. Or if you're the baby, you're the one that can be immature but it's at some point, you're not a baby. You're not the oldest. You're just a person. And if you don't decenter yourself or take that role out of your mind, then you can go around and live in a prison that you created about who you're supposed to be. And that's what we're witnessing with Tony. She's going through all of this health stuff. You can tell she is terrified because she's terrified. She feels guilty because she felt like she should have died instead of Tracy, but she cannot express any of that to her family because she's the oldest. She's the one who got the career break. She's the one who's supposed to have it together. And because she always have been in that family dynamic from when they were kids until when they got into their group, until they became there was never a time where Tony separated herself from her sisters or decentered. And it's not even about separation. It's about decentering your family unit from your life. It was like Tony even said, there was times where I was putting my sisters before my kids. And that's because when we stay so entrenched in our family units and we don't decenter ourselves from there, then we make decisions not from an independent person point of view, but from the role that we're supposed to play in the family. And that's how you become a victim, and that's how you become trapped into your very own life. Now, I was watching this and I want to know, am I crazy? Or was it weird that Trina was having this very emotional breakdown to where I wanted to cry and everybody around her was just looking at her? None of them was able to empathize with her. Tamar was trying to fake do it because she know that she's supposed to be empathetic there, but she wasn't able to do it. And then when you think about when the therapist went to Mama Evelyn, she wasn't even able to access those emotions. And it's because, I'm gonna say it's because of that betrayal that the father had. And that's why the therapy session was like set up to fail from the beginning, because the mama can't be vulnerable in front of the daddy, and if the mama can't be vulnerable in front of the daddy, then the mama's not going to be vulnerable in front of the kids, and so the kids don't feel like they have permission to be vulnerable. Now you say, well, why did Trina was able to be emotional, Trina was able to let it out, but that's because Trina is the sensitive one of the group. We all take on certain traits, and so Trina is literally physically acting out what everybody feel, but nobody is able to access it because they have these barriers up. And so it brings up this question to me: what does it mean to really be close in a family? They talk about, oh, we were on the phone all the time, we can joke and laugh, but the truth is they had a surface level sistership, a surface level relationship, because when the real shit came in, they weren't able to bond together. It took them apart. And so I want us to look at this and like really, question ourselves and look at our life and ask, like, are we centering our family in our lives, or do we need to start focusing on decentering? One thing that Tawana said that I really believe in about death, even though I feel like her answer was bullshit and she also was doing some projection, was that yes, death comes about. We're still able to connect to those people. Energy never dies. But I truly believe that we experience death because death comes about to bring a change. It comes in our lives to remind us that life is limited, that we are not going to be here long. And when we experiencing these major deaths in the family, it's supposed to awaken us to do something different. And hopefully, just like Tony said at the end of the episode, the Braxton sisters will really be able to move through this awakening, and hopefully it will bring them closer and allow them to unlock a new level of closeness and vulnerability within their sistership. But either way, I really think the last questions, the two thoughts that I want to leave y'all with is Mama Braxton a narcissist? Like, I feel like because she has this shell up and because she has this inability to forgive, Father Braxton for his betrayal, that has literally trickled down into all of the sisters, and they also have carried this, this shield of bitterness. You have to realize, when you block your heart out, you don't allow any room for any goodness to come in, and you block yourself out even from your own family, and we're witnessing that on our very television screen. It's ironic that Mama Braxton says that she prays for forgiveness and all that stuff, when actually she's the one who needs to be doing the forgiveness for herself and Father Braxton, and hopefully their family unit can also move forward as well. But this was like a super deep episode. The last thing that I did want to say is that I thought that it was really, really funny that Tamar wasn't able to access any emotions until it came to her, until it became about her. You realize, did you notice that? I'm like, did she take on her mom? And the reason why I said that this was set up to fail is because Mama Braxton, her being in that room is a direct reminder of, hey, and she spoke up. As soon as they start accessing real emotions, as soon as they really started talking to somebody, talking to each other, Mama Braxton intervened and said, hey, this is not how you're supposed to act. She basically became a mama and said, oh no, we don't act like this in public. And so it locks down and it stops them from ever being able to have the true emotions. Have the true conversation so that they can access those emotions. Sometimes you have to do it through anger first before you can do it for real. So this was an amazing episode. I hope we all look at this and use it as a case study to decenter our family from our life. Not to do it out of a spite or to be like, fuck them, but to realize that your life is your own. And if you do not separate from yourself, you can find yourself trapped in your very own life. All right, y'all. My name is Honest Am. I'm the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, soon to be a podcast. If you love what you heard, please make sure you check me out at www.honestlysis.com or over on Substack /HonestlySis. Mwah. Talk to you soon.
It's universally dysfunctional is when you have a majority of people or a significant chunk of people within a family who are unhappy and dissatisfied with their lives because of the pressure within the family for them to meet certain objectives for the family's sake. Because we only get one life to live, and if you've spent your entire life making decisions to benefit other people, to me, that's a very sad story to live with. There has to be a balance of making time for yourself as well as making time for your family and those who need you.